Hello and welcome to this video in frames of the course on information and its disorders. This video will showcase real-life examples of the three categories of information disorders, namely misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. All the sources of the presented examples are mentioned throughout the presentation for your further reference. And without further ado, first let's explore examples of misinformation. As you already know, misinformation is false information, but it is not created with the intention to cause harm. And our first example concerns the case of protestjobs.com. It is a website that allegedly offers packages for hiring protesters. Here we see several protest packages, ranging from 5 to 25 masked rioters, guaranteed to cause havoc and confusion, to up to 200,000 professional protesters and beyond. This website has caused an uproar by users on social media, especially during the recent demonstrations over the killing of George Floyd across the cities in the United States of America. Nonetheless, after fact-checking, it was revealed that it represents an example of satire being taken seriously. In fact, this website was set up back in 2017, and according to their administrators, the website was started as a good laugh about the narratives that protesters are paid. More recently, the website was updated to better illustrate its satirical purpose in frames of the recent protests over the killing of George Floyd. Therefore, it is important to highlight that one of the forms of misinformation is the case of satire being taken seriously. Furthermore, it goes without saying that the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic did not pass by the field of information disorders, but rather greatly affected it. Hence, it is useful to look at the taxonomy of or the classification of information challenges around COVID-19. As you can see, most of the challenges concern misinformation and disinformation. For instance, in terms of content of misinformation, it is mentioned that this is untrue information, but it represents reasonable self-expression, which at the same time may cause harm. Moreover, it is already widely known that there is an overabundance of conspiracies around COVID-19. For instance, there were several false claims concerning the fact that coronavirus could be prevented by drinking warm water and that it could survive on metal surfaces for 12 hours. Despite being debunked and disputed by fact-checkers, these claims have continued to show up in tweets from Nigeria, India, and Cambodia, and were repurposed as a graphic, falsely claiming to be from UNICEF, as it is depicted in the example on your screen. While this example can be classified as an imposter content, in fact, based on the taxonomy presented in the slide before, it can be categorized as misinformation, as the persons tweeting and retweeting do not intend to cause harm, but to spread the information and use it as form of self-expression. Nonetheless, the spread of this information may cause some harm. In fact, these conspiracy theories became so widespread that even the World Health Organization had to come up with a social media campaign and try to debunk the most widespread and most well-known conspiracies. For instance, the one depicted on your screen concerns eating garlic and being immune to COVID-19. However, as it is mentioned, there is no evidence from the current outbreak that eating garlic has protected people from the new coronavirus. In short, misinformation represents untrue information, but it does not include the element of intent to cause harm, as well as it includes the cases of satire being taken seriously. Now, let's explore the examples of disinformation. Unlike misinformation, disinformation is the information that is false and deliberately created to harm a person, social group, organization, or country. Now let's discuss the following examples. The first one concerns the following question. Did Obama practice Islam in the White House? Back in May 2017, a series of the images that you see on your screen allegedly showing Islamic writing, a sink, and a prayer room in President Obama's White House were posted online. However, after careful fact-checking, the fact-checkers' answer to this question was negative. In fact, the image from Malia Obama's room is from an online shopping site. The prayer room is actually located at Princeton University, and the repurposed sink actually shows a sink for sale on Voodoo Maid's website. What is more, disinformation soars during election periods. For instance, during the elections in Brazil in 2018, one of the most widely shared pictures on WhatsApp portrayed a man starving and a caption saying that this could happen in Brazil if the Workers' Party won the presidency. Nonetheless, after the fact-checking, it was revealed that this photo was originally taken in Syria. Another example concerns this recruitment flyer for a professional anarchist that will be compensated $200 per direct action. As you can see, the flyer includes the logo for the Open Society Foundations, beside the text funded by George Soros, and lists Thurston County Democrats as contacts. The Thurston County Democrats reacted in a post claiming that this is false news and fabricated content. As it was revealed by the Reuters fact-checking, indeed it was a fabricated content and the poster was fake. To sum up, disinformation represents false, fabricated, or manipulated information created with the intent to cause harm to individuals and organizations. In two of our examples, this information was directed at political figures, including also in the context of elections. Next, let's discuss examples of malinformation. Unlike mis- and disinformation, malinformation is actually accurate information, but it is used for personal interests. The most well-known example concerns the leak of Emmanuel Macron's emails, dubbed as Macron leaks, and it concerned all the disinformation that stemmed from this leak. For instance, the example on your screen shows a tweet that triggered rumors that Macron allegedly was working with ISIS. In other words, malinformation concerns true information, which is used to inflict harm on a person, organization, or country. Speaking of information disorders, in a nutshell, we can look at this diagram. We can see that mis- and malinformation actually stand at the opposite ends of the spectrum for information disorders. While misinformation represents false information, malinformation represents a strong element of an intent to cause harm. Meanwhile, disinformation stands in the middle of those two and combines the characteristics of falseness and intent to harm. This was a recap video representing real-life examples of information disorders. Thank you for watching, and we hope you found it useful.